Welcome back to my Colorado mountain garden. And today is a snowy Sunday, March 6th. And I thought I'd do an update on my herbs today. And I'm going to start them in the order of when I planted them. So the first seeds that I planted were rosemary on 212. And you can see there's what, 6 plants in there. And they're still very tiny. This one was 2. I did start 3 cells like this. Let me move them back here a little bit. But the other one, nothing germinated in there. And that's kind of par for the course for rosemary. Some years I get really good germination, other years I don't. I'm going to move these out of the way, come back, and we'll continue on. So the next herb that I started was my thyme. I started that on 213. I put seeds in the same size cell as you saw the rosemary, and I overseeded, and then I up potted. And you can see they're getting pretty tall. They don't need to be trimmed yet. And these will both go into my garden. I may split one out. I don't know. Let me just bring the other one in here. Still debating, and I got time to see if I need to do that. But they're very healthy, growing very well. So far as fertilizer for these, they've only gotten the diluted version, and I use Fox Farm Grow Big, and the diluted version is 1 teaspoon per gallon of water. So the next set of seeds that I started was on 3-2, and that is my oregano, my dill, and my basil. You can see that the basil's no longer in the tray, and I'll show you why, but the oregano is starting to pop through, and I do have one little dill seed popping up back here. I'm not sure if you can see that, but we'll come back when things get bigger. Now, this particular tray here is I still have room on my heat mats, so I'm going to go ahead and put it back on my heat mats, and I'm going to put the dome back on at least for a few more days. If everything starts coming through, then I'll just take the dome off. If as these get a little bit bigger, I may have to pull them out. So this is the basil, and basil, I love little basil plants. They're so cool looking. It germinates very quickly. Again, these were started on 3-2. And in this container, let's turn it around here. These 6 cells on the far side here are lemon basil. And then these 6 over here are Greek basil. And then back here is my Emily basil. And that's part of the Genevieve's family of basil. So with the basil, these are not, I don't have them on the heat mats anymore. I, obviously took them out from under the dome because you can get things, if the soil stays too wet, basil is very susceptible to dampening off. And basically, it's a fungus that kills the roots in the stem, and your plants will just die. So these are going under other grow lights, and the grow lights are going to be lowered way down. So the other plants that I have in there, so the grow lights are going to be right about, I don't know if you can see that, probably about just an inch or so above the black tray. In a few days, once these start getting a little bit bigger, these are going to get up potted, and I'll do another video, but I will be putting the basil all one pod at a time, and you can see the skins of the pods. I'll show you how I take those off, and they're going to go into my red solo cups, and that's where they'll sit for a while, probably until after the first pruning. I hope you're having a wonderful day and that everybody's staying warm. I'm enjoying the snow. I live in wildfire country, so this is fine with me. I hope everything's okay with everybody out there, and happy gardening.